The future of the Giants starting rotation was on display last night with Derek Rodriguez returning from the DL and picking up right where he left off with another stellar start. Today, another rookie takes the hill with an eye towards becoming a fixture in the rotation. It's the lefty Andy Suarez in Game 2 of the series, and it's next. Saturday afternoon baseball here at AT&T Park as we get ready for Game 2 of this 3-game series. It's the Rangers and the Giants. Welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, and it's powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, a very tough loss last night. So how do you get over it? Well, you have a quick turnaround like we have today. You also hand the ball to a kid who's got a chance to pitch very well today, and that's Andy Suarez.
Well, Andy Suarez has thrilled us, and he's done some amazing things this year. 2 starts ago, 6 shutout innings against the Dodgers. However, his last outing in Cincinnati, it was his shortest outing of the year. He gave up 7 in less than 3 innings. So they want to see the Andy Suarez they saw in Los Angeles. Today he'll take on the Rangers, and they haven't done that great against lefties this year. Their record 16-25. So throw the rook out there and see how we do.
Buster Posey is the backup catcher today. All right, when we come back, we will have the lineups and the very first pitch of this game on a beautiful Saturday afternoon right after this.
Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try something different, like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time.
The Giants have taken the field as we get ready for baseball. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. It is a great time to get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open every day. 64 degrees. You see the winds and humidity, and it is partly cloudy. Getting ready to stand in and hit is Sin-Soo Choo. Is Suarez. Kicks and deals. And it's a swing and a miss. So we get started at 105. Chu hitting at 281 with 21 home runs. He's got 60 runs batted in. And in the ball game last night, Chu went 1 for 6. The pitch. In tight, home plate umpire, Andy Fletcher. Lipka, Miller, Nelson, first to third.
Well, and Andy Fletcher, he's got a pretty consistent zone. It's not a big one. It's a low zone. It's a tight zone, but in that there aren't many corners, it's steady. What you get in the first, you get in the ninth.
Rougned Odor is on deck, and then Elvis Andrews. And this is slowly hit to Belt. Belt to Suarez, and that's how this game gets started. Here's the rest of the Rangers lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It's Odor coming up, then Andrews, Mazzara, and Profar. You see the catcher, Chirinos, is hitting in the 6th slot, then it's Guzman, Tochi, and Perez.
Andy Suarez, the rookie on the hill, making start number 23, 4-9 with a 4.68 ERA. Eating up lefties, hitting just 218 righties. However, they've been a bit problematic for him. When he's right, you're going to see a low 90s fastball that he can sink and cut. He's got a little sneaky second stage hop to it. He'll also throw a curveball and a changeup. He has good command of all of his pitches.
Sharply right through the shift. And Odor with the first hit of the game. As he hits that ball hard.
Let's take a look at the Giants defensively. Starting in their outfield from left to right. It's going to be Slater, Duggar, and McCutcheon. Pretty good arms across the board. Crawford, Longoria, they'll be on the left side of the infield. Darno and Belt will be on the right side. Nick Hundley, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Here's Andrews hitting 269. And a breaking ball for a strike. He's the one member left from that 2010 World Series team.
He's having a word with Andy Fletcher about that curveball. He wanted to know, did I swing at that or did you call that a strike? And Fletcher said, I called that a strike. And Andrews said, no, that's too low.
Well, went 0 for 5 last night.
Take a look at the breaking ball. It's our pitch cast brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
Might have been a little low.
Just a tad.
And why not throw it again? Rangers are 58 and 72. They've won a couple of games in a row. They're 7 and 6 against the National League. There's a swing. You got a miss.
Hey, the hornblower's out here.
Nice day to spend out on the water. Odor goes, swinging a foul back. It stays at 1-2.
Nice pitch. He really got that fastball in tight on the hands. Set the inside target and he plants it there. Look at both arms bend. That's a nice 1-2 fastball. It is a bit odd when you're a left-hander and you either decide if you're going to throw to first or throw home prior to movement. I mean, that's something you decide before you do it. You don't ever go up there thinking I'm going to throw home and then all of a sudden throw to first. That doesn't happen that way. But when you do go and the runner takes off, it is a bit weird because you see it. It's right there. And for some guys, it can break their concentration. I mean, you're thinking about your target. Now all of a sudden, now the corner of your eye, you see that runner go. You can leave a pitch up, not finish it.
By the way, Odor's got 10 steals, and he's been thrown out 10 times.
What's a good success failure ratio? 3 to 1?
I mean, if you steal 10 and get thrown out 3 times, that's not bad. Now they got him picked off. And now they're in the rundown. And no.
Well, look at that one. I think Suarez did put the tag on, but I tell you what, it started looking like a backyard pickle game. And here's the end of it. Oh, he's out.
Goodness.
Yeah,
I mean, if they show this one on the board, John Libka is going to be embarrassed.
yeah, he is. Yep, they're going to check it out.
I mean, this is sad.
Hey, it's a day game after night game. This replay review is presented by Xfinity. This should take about 10 seconds.
Please show it on the board.
All right, here we go. There's the tag. And really, to Libka's defense, I mean, he really couldn't see the tag. He was blocked out. Well, if I'm Odor, I start heading back to the dugout.
Of course.
So how'd that play go? 1, 3, 6, 3, 6, 1.
New York.
They got to be out getting bagels right now or something.
$34 seconds.
That was about 30 seconds too long.
Hit on the ground, foul. It's more embarrassing if you don't get the call right.
Yeah.
So the replay did exactly what it was supposed to do, and it gets Libka off the hook.
So the play goes 1, 3, 6, 3, 6, 1.
New York.
What I have to tell you, somebody's getting bagels.
Three and 2. Got him. And that'll end the inning. Giants are coming up. McCutchen to lead it off. Airlines. McCutchen will lead things off. See his hitting streak against the Rangers. Belt, Longoria, and Hundley. Austin Slater will hit 5th, and it's Crawford, Darno, Duggar, and the pitcher Andy Suarez.
On the hill today for the Texas Rangers will be the left-hander Martin Perez. Perez, 27 years of age, making start number 13. 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, out of Venezuela. Really had to deal with some big elbow problems this year. And he's worked himself back into good health. When he's right, you're going to see a fastball that is low 90s. He can occasionally hit mid 90s. He'll 2 and 4 seeing that fastball. He's got a slider, changeup, and a curveball. His changeup probably his best specialty pitch. He's faced the Giants 1 time in his career, and he did well. He pitched against him in Texas, and then he dominated 8 1/3 strong innings against him. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Perez. Starting in the Rangers outfield from left to right, it's going to be Chu, Tochi, and Mazzara. Really good arms in left and right. Andrus and Profar on the left side of the infield. Odor and Guzman on the right side. Robinson, Chirinos, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's McCutcheon. A couple of hits last night and a couple of walks. He's walked a lot more than I remember McCutcheon walking when he was with the Pirates. And the Rangers think he's going to pull the ball. Odor is to the left of second base. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. On the ground, foul.
Yeah, our ball dude making a play. Danny Van Attenhoven. And there's Brad Holsworth. These are all 2nd generation and 3rd generation ball dudes.
Can you tell which one's a shoe?
Well, I'm going to go with Van Attenhoven.
If you ain't Dutch, you ain't much.
Remember Harry Holsworth? Well, that's his son and grandson. Harry, an original ball dude who passed away.
Line down the left field line where nobody's at. McCutcheon will jog into second base as he opens up the inning with a double. I gotta tell you something. The Rangers, the way they were playing McCutcheon defensively, he just totally hit against it.
Well, they had him play into the left center field gap. They gave the left field line, and look where they pitch him, down and in. He just drops a head on it and puts a 106-mile-an-hour line drive that just absolutely screams into the wall, and there's nobody home. I mean, the way they set the defense up, they should have been pitching him away.
I think so. Here's Belt. Belt flips one to left, and he's got a base hit. So the runners at first and third with nobody out. And here's the one guy that's got very good ownage on Perez, and that's Longoria, who's 7 for 15 with 3 doubles and 2 home runs. That qualifies.
That's ownage.
So Longoria waits, and he takes a healthy rip and he fouls it out of play. 1 for 5 in the ball game last night. Center field. Going back is Tochi. He makes the catch. Belt is going to tag, and he made it. And coming in to score is McCutcheon.
Oh, Belt about took out second base. Popped it completely off the stem. I mean, that's a big play. An adventurous play, and boy, the way he hit that bag, you really run the risk of hurting yourself when you hit the bag that short. I mean, he started his slide late. Comes into it late and watch the base thankfully give way.
I mean, you call him out on this?
Well, no, you can't call him out once that base gets destemmed right there. But it's rare that you see a base get popped like that.
Well, maybe it's good it did.
Yeah.
That or somebody twists their ankle.
I don't know if it's designed to do that. They used to have tearaway bags. They lasted about half a year.
Yeah, we used to have bounceless warning track too.
You don't forget those things.
I don't.
Bounceless dirt.
Wasn't quite sure if it was going to work or not, and sometimes it did.
Yeah, it was like 2 for 63.
Here's Hundley hitting .238 with 9 home runs, 30 runs batted in. And Hundley takes the low. Hundley's had 5 at-bats lifetime against Martin Perez, and he's 2 for 5. And there's a strike on the outside corner. Yeah, I agree with you. That is thumbs up. There's 2 choices right there, Mike. Pizza or the burger?
Yeah, that's a coin toss. In a quandary here.
2 and 1.
It is Players Weekend, and you see the names on their backs are often nicknames. They have little stories. And for Martin Perez, El de las Matas, I mean, that's Las Matas is the town he's from in Venezuela.
Outside, 3 and 1.
See how the defense is played in defense of Hundley. That's our StatCast AI powered by AWS. I like the Players Weekend. I think it's a hit.
I do too.
Players have had fun with it. And all these uniforms will be auctioned off. And it'll find its way back to kids.
So Hundley will take the walk, and here's Slater.
Keep the line moving.
Slater came in as a pinch hitter last night and struck out.
Along with the different uniforms, the bats have become quite colorful this weekend.
Shoes?
Shoes, batting gloves.
It definitely is the highlighter orange.
Well, and they designed them as if they were Little League uniforms.
Slater taps it foul. Like he got a changeup, no balls and 1 strike.
See the shoes from Brandon Crawford. Jay Lynn, his wife, and his children's names. He's got the whole family on the shoes today.
Backed it up. It's 0-2. Slater hitting .277.
That's an old rag right there. Look at no lace between the fingers.
Pretty good shape though.
I mean, you're going to catch that thing in the palm of that glove. That's your pocket.
Yeah, there's a really small sweet spot there.
Really small.
Line drive, right field. Diving and making the catch is Mazzara. I did not think he had a shot at it.
That's a nice play. I thought that was a gapper. Nice at bat from Slater. Denied. And that's what the big leagues is all about. Mazzara, a good jump. Lays out. And he can catch that ball that far up off the ground, about 3 feet.
He popped his belt.
Yeah, needs a new belt. I always was amazed at how equipment can get exchanged so quickly. In the minor leagues, you're without a belt the rest of the game and probably the rest of the series.
Or the road trip.
Big leagues, I mean, somebody just like pulls it out of their back pocket. Here we go.
Yeah, well, in the minor leagues, you got to go to the Kmart or the manager pulled it out.
Jeff Bannister, no belt. Anyway, nice going, Skip.
So Crawford's going to hitting 264. 1 for 4 with an RBI in the game yesterday. And he takes a strike. Belt and Hundley are aboard, and it's low to even the count. Giants are 63 and 67. As this young guy got the Wilson bobblehead, and this little guy got the Buster bobblehead, and they'll be playing with that the whole game.
And the ride home.
By the 8th inning, both heads will be off that bobblehead.
You're probably right.
Takes low, 2-1. Yeah, one good twist, and then somebody's going to be upset. I mean, kids at that age just think they're action toys, right?
Yeah. Buster will agree with you. He's nodding his head.
3-1.
Brandon Crawford going to look for something middle in, just above the knee. If he's thinking pull, he'll look middle in above the knee. If he's looking away, he'll think knee high, outside corner, and he'll think left field. And jam in the middle. They're playing him to hit the ball to the left side of the field, at least in the outfield.
Center field, hit very well, and out of here. Kind of like that.
Kind of like that.
It's his 12th of the year. And the Giants do what they did last night. They scored 4 runs here in the first inning.
Yeah, they will not be resting on their laurels after what happened to them last night. Take a look at the direction of his home runs. 2 now have gone to center field. And this is a big boy home run. Middle in, just above the knee. Boom. A mislocation from Perez. And he pays the ultimate price.
Here's d'Arnaud. And d'Arnaud takes high. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
Yep. DJ BC Raw got every bit of that one.
This is Cheetah.
d'Arnaud's name on the back of his jersey. Cheetah.
The scoreboard here explains why. It says fast as a cheetah on the base paths.
If your nickname's Cheetah, you better be able to run.
So I'm not sure that that's actually true.
Well,
maybe Hanson, yeah.
d'Arnaud, a guitarist. Need to play.
Center field, right at Tochi in the inning. So Brandon Crawford, we highlighted the shoes. It's the family shoes. It's Bye Bye Baby, home run number 12. A 3-run home run, and the Giants lead 4-0.
Brought to you by Cresco, your #1 choice for tool and equipment rental, with 19 stores to serve you in Northern California.
Giants with a 4-0 lead. Here's Mazzara to lead things off. And there's the first pitch strike. Mazzara last night went 1 for 4. And all of these guys have just enough power to hit 20 or more home runs a year. Mazzara's got 16 as he skies this one into shallow right field. It's Darno calling off Belt. Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen. Well, most Giants fans probably know, but just in case they do not, Buster Posey will be undergoing season-ending hip surgery on Monday. He heads out to Vail, Colorado tomorrow. They're going to repair his labrum. They're going to clean out some bone spurs. Estimated recovery time, gentlemen, 6 to 8 months. The Giants are very hopeful that he will be ready for opening day, which is in 7 months. Bruce Bochy added that Buster is so important to this club that they had to deal with it. He has been an absolute warrior, but it is wear and tear of playing the game. In his absence, Nick Hundley, Aramis Garcia will be catching. Gentlemen.
All right. We will wish Buster the best of luck as he departs, I'm sure maybe tomorrow for Denver and then to Vail. Profar takes a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, and a speedy recovery. I mean, those things can take, they're estimating between 6 to 8 months, which would mean sometime next April to June we'll see him back.
And the last time he missed significant time was when he broke the ankle.
Well, and it tells you a lot about Buster Posey, because he's been sitting on this injury for a long time, and he's played in pain for the most part of this year.
In all the times that you and I have talked to him, he's never mentioned it one time.
Not one time. He just doesn't do it. He is total old school. He does not make an excuse. And if he's got an injury, he figures out a way to play through it or around it. And to the point now where, I mean, he can't. They want to get it done now and get ready for next year.
Pulled on the ground, foul. I've been with Buster, and so have you, and a writer will approach Buster and try to get a little information from him about an injury. And they'll just casually say, "So Buster, how you doing?" And his Profar strikes out. And Buster will say, "Why, I'm doing very well. And can I ask, how are you doing?"
I know.
It's kind of a subtle way of saying, "I'm not going to tell you anything."
It's like asking the checker at the grocery market, "Hey, how you doing?" If you get any answer other than fine, I mean, you're kind of upset your rhythm. And that's Buster. He just is not going to tell you that he's got a ding here or a ding there.
Here's Chirinos as he takes a strike. Four nothing Giants with Guzman on deck. Another strike. Up and in. Chirinos got into the game late. Last night he went 0 for 1. He walked with the bases loaded. To the back foot. 2-2. I guess, Mike, it's safe to say that if you're going to have a really tough loss, and that's what last night was, have a day game the next day. Get out there right away.
That's the beauty of baseball. It's pretty much an everyday sport.
Down the left field line, foul.
Not by much. And you are allowed to get right back on the horse. And they don't get any tougher than last night's loss. All right, well, one of the girls has a ball, and I think before the day is over.
Is that Nolan Ryan?
One of two Hall of Famers that went into Cooperstown wearing the Texas Ranger logo.
On the ground, it'll be Crawford in front of Darno. Side retired. Nice shutdown inning for Suarez, and Duggar's going to hit.
Brought to you by Big O Tires. Tires, service, straight talk. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Giants for the 4th spot in the first inning, and Duggar's going to lead things off here in the second. Duggar hitting .250 Had a couple of hits last night. And he takes down and in. 1 ball and no strikes.
Had been a lot of that inside corner to lefties called a strike today. There's been some pretty close pitches.
Two and 0.
But as we mentioned, Andy Fletcher, the plate umpire, I mean, it's a very consistent zone. Not a big zone. Corners are a bit tight, but it is steady. Innings 1 through 9.
And Duggar with a base hit. A solid single into center field.
Well, it's your chance to see the Mets Labor Day weekend, August 31st through September 2nd. And on Saturday, September 1st, it's Pediatric Cancer Awareness Day, presented by Toyota. With the purchase of a special event ticket package, you can watch the Giants take on the Mets and receive a Buster Posey glove statue. Go to sfgiants.com/special events for tickets. And Buster and his wife, Kristen, very active in the raising of money for pediatric cancer research.
Suarez is going to bunt, and he takes high.
And they have a dinner annually in September. You and I again will be honored to be the MCs and be part of it.
Some of the people we met last year were just fascinating people. Doctors,
researchers,
parents of children that have had to deal with cancer. Just a great group. 1 ball and 1 strike.
They're a very inspirational group is what they are. I mean, they are. The dinner was that we did last year was amazingly emotional.
And they're going to let it roll foul. It's going to be a strike, 1 and 2.
And there were a few tears in the room. But when you see the Buster and Kristen Posey as to how much time they devote to raising money for pediatric cancer and the awareness of it, it is that itself is inspirational. They take it to heart. I mean, they really do a lot.
Suarez has got another shot at laying one down. It is something in a couple of years that he'll be able to do in his sleep.
He works hard at it.
Right now, however, not so much.
Well, and it wears on him. I mean, he's a proud athlete. He's a good athlete. He just has never done this before. Now he's trying to learn to do it at the big league level. So I agree with you. In a couple of years, I think he's going to lead the team in sacrifice bunts. He's made dramatic improvements in his ability to put the ball in play and make contact and get hits. Start of this year, he was so overmatched that it was embarrassing for him.
McCutchen doubled down the left field line in the first. See if Duggar's got any thoughts of taking off. Duggar's got 5 steals, and he's been thrown out 1 time. And it's outside.
Well, she's got her pigtails on and her orange ribbons.
Oh, yeah. Couldn't be in a happier place than right there. She's got a good grip. Tapped to third. And the only play that Profar can make is at first. And now to bring up Belt. Belt with a single into left field in the first inning. He's got an RBI out there at second base with Longoria on deck. And Belt off his foot. He'll come limping out of the box. And you just kind of have to walk those off.
So much easier said than done. The nickname on the jersey of Brandon Belt, Bob, which stands for Brandon on base. I know.
Unorthodox, but that's him. Runner goes, swinging a foul. Duggar had that stolen.
Standing up.
Duggar had, I mean, Profar didn't even go to the third base.
Rangers have Profar playing in the 5.5 hole on the left side of the infield.
No, now they're going to move him over. I mean, if this is the big leagues, you can't just let somebody go to third standing up. Well, now he's moving back. 0-2 to Belt.
Yeah, in for comfort, warmth, style.
And that'll end the inning. After 2, 4-0 Giants.
Time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
4-0 Giants is Guzman waits on Suarez here in the third, and there's a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Yes, he went around. 13 home runs, 47 runs batted in.
Tell you what, that's a good breaking ball. Suarez is throwing up there today. Very quick.
0 for 4 last night. On the ground, Darno throws out Guzman. You can stream the Giants on the go. This season, once again, you can stream every NBC Sports Bay Area Giants broadcast on your desktop or mobile device. Giants game streamed on the go on the NBC Sports app. Here's Carlos Tocci. And he looks at a strike. Strike one has been good for Andy Suarez today.
He's got nice rhythm.
Strike two has been good for Andy Suarez today.
He's feeling it. I mean, even when he's missing, he's close to the strike zone. I mean, they're good misses, especially when he's ahead in the count, which he's been all day.
1-2.
Good 0-2 pitch.
I like Andy Suarez's name, right? It's a good one.
Andy. Give him a couple years and he'll have something up there that'll be a bit different, like Bob.
.208 for Tocci with 4 runs batted in. Three and 2. So this should be in the strike zone. It is. And it's to Crawford. For Brendan to Brandon, 2 down.
Crawford had really had to fight to stay down on that one. I mean, it's rare that you see him really extend the arms and field a ground ball with straight arms, and he had to use all of that to get that ball in the glove.
So here's Perez. Doesn't have an average. It's 1-0. Top of the order on deck. That'd be Chu. And a strike. 2 balls and a strike. And another strike, 2 and 2.
I think he had a couple of take signs on there.
Right.
El de las Matas.
You think take sign is still on?
Could be. He hasn't even faked like he was going to swing. Yeah, it was on.
Come on.
Yeah.
Longoria to lead things off.
See all
Came in Game 4 of the 2010 World Series. Just a kid, Madison Bumgarner. What did he do? He went 8 innings, 3 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. He threw 106 pitches, and he couldn't even have a drink afterward.
Well, no, but we did.
Yes, we did.
First rookie battery mate to start a World Series game since Speck, Shea, and Yogi Berra in Game 1 in 1947.
Here's Longoria, sacrifice fly in the first. Yeah, this is a day where we are all celebrating the 2010 World Series team. And you were here before the ball game introduced. If you saw it, it's pretty cool.
Was cool.
High to Longoria, 2-1. Longoria hits one out into right center field. He hits it a long way. Mazzara way out there, and he makes the catch. My goodness.
You talked about the ownage that Longoria has had against Perez. And he's had 2 good at bats. I mean, this is a home run in just about any other ballpark across the country. Mazzara, who was cheating in the gap. I mean, he goes back, and I mean, he still had room to go a little bit more. And in the end, he puts it right
in the snow cone.
In the snow cone.
I knew where you were going with that.
The snow cone would have bailed me out.
He takes low, 1 ball and no strikes.
Does make you shake your head, though. He hit that ball hard.
High and foul down the right field line. He scored on Crawford's home run in the first inning. Here he takes just inside, 2-1. Pop up. Odor. Mazzaro. 2 down. And here's Slater.
The big chill.
They do have some big dudes on this team.
And you said that yesterday. They came out in front of their dugout before batting practice.
You know, I think they sent out all the big guys first to make it look like everybody was big.
You would have swore that the average height was about 6'4". Average height.
Slater hit a line drive that Mazzara made a diving catch on. In the first inning, he's 0 for 1.
Free beer and boat rides for all 2010 World Series champs. Hey.
I'd be surprised if you don't see Pat Burrell waiting out there.
That could happen. And Tim Lincecum, number 55, well, he is missed.
Swing and a foul, held on 1 and 2. Two and 2. Got him to end the inning. After 3, it's 4-0 Giants.
Rangers, a very special day here at AT&T Park. Giants paying tribute to the 2010 World Series team, of which Freddie Sanchez was a member. It is so good to see you, and you've been very busy today, and you got to see parts of the park you've never seen before. What do you think of AT&T?
Oh, yeah. I mean, when I played here, I said this was the most amazing place ever, and still is probably the nicest ballpark I've ever played in, not just because of the ballpark, but because of the atmosphere. Yeah. Well, now I'm going to different places, Triples Alley, there's like a club level now, there's things that I never even knew was there as a player, so it's even more awesome, if that's a word.
Now you know, it's more awesome, and now you know what everybody's been talking about all these years. All right, take us back, Freddie, to 2010, leading into the season. What were your expectations that you can recall, and at what point in the season did you feel the shift that this team had something special?
You know, going into that season, it was definitely something that I needed to show personally that I wanted to bring something to San Francisco. I had gotten traded in 09 and I was hurt, and that's not a good feeling, being hurt and getting sent to a new team. So going into that year, I was going to do whatever it took to prove myself to the San Francisco, not only the organization, to the fans, to everybody, that I belonged, and I wanted to bring something special there. That year was an up and down year. We had great, you know, it was torture year, and we had great comebacks and great wins and close wins, but there was something special about that year, and it was getting closer and closer. Edgar had a talk with our team, and Edgar doesn't say much, but he had a talk with our team in Chicago that was like, kind of, guys, get me to the playoffs, get me to the playoffs. And we went on a roll after that, and it was coming into September where not only did we want to make the playoffs, but it was one of those where, hey, we want to win this division. And on that last day, going into September, and that last series was like, we can win this division. We had to sweep, I believe we had to sweep the Padres, and they were playing great all year, and we ended up doing it. So it was just such a special year, such a special time, and this is my first time back in San Francisco since I was done playing, so it feels good.
Your former manager, Bruce Bochy, talked about you guys today, and I just said, what word would you use to describe the 2010 team? And he said gritty. And I loved that, because you guys were titled the Misfits as well. And what do you think it was, the variety of characters in that clubhouse that created the chemistry? What do you attribute the chemistry to?
I think it was. I think we had veteran guys that year. We had, you know, the Matt Cains, we had the Aaron Rowans, we had the Pat Burrells, the Mark DeRosas, and then we had Baum and Buster, the young guys, and then we had the crazy Wheeze and Huffy, and we had all of these different personalities that throughout the clubhouse, but for whatever reason, we all came together on game days, and I think that was a special time, and I don't think too many clubhouses experienced what we did that year. And that year, I remember there were no egos going into the playoffs. There were guys that had normally played all year that weren't playing, and there were no egos. Everyone knew their role and was willing to do whatever it took for us to win, and you don't find that very often. So I think that chemistry and those different personalities coming together was the big key for us being able to bring the first World Series here.
Very special. You look fantastic. Dwayne and Mike, he's got that retirement tan, the glow going on. Let's get it back to you.
All right.
Well, he's got the good Freddie Sanchez smile, too.
Yeah. Freddie Sanchez right there in, I don't know, the 3 minutes Amy had him, said more in that 3 minutes than he did in 2010 total.
But I mean, he's had time to reflect upon that group, and they were special.
Well, I mean, look, Mike, when you get out of the game, whether you're on a world championship team or not, or a last play, you do reflect on all of that. But if you can reflect on a world championship team, now you're talking.
And he articulated it beautifully.
It really was a great combination of older guys and younger guys.
Well, and just think of the lessons that the younger guys learned from the older guys during that run.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit of vice versa, too. And Freddie and his wife.
Welcome back.
So it's 3-1 to Elvis Andrews with one out and the walk. So you got to be careful. Game 1 of the World Series. Freddie Sanchez had 3 doubles in his first 3 at bats. That's
something nobody had ever done before.
And this one lit the crowd up because it knocked in a couple of runs.
Freddie Sanchez could hit.
You might remember every one of those. Here's Mazzara with runners at first and second. And this is where Suarez has to be careful. He did this in Cincinnati where he had a couple of really nice innings, and then all of a sudden the Reds dropped a big number on him.
Well, right now, I mean, he's not throwing with the same rhythm out of the stretch that he's throwing with out of the windup. And where it's reflected upon is his ability to manage control of that fastball.
He gave up 7 runs in the 3rd inning after breezing through the first 2. So now it's 2-0. Huntley's going to watch this one sail out of play.
Well, and I like the call there too from Huntley in a 2-0 count. He calls away from the fastball, sensing that he's not got a good feel of that pitch right now. Let him come at you with a slider. They had to throw a strike there. You get a 4-run lead, 2 men on, and a 2-0 count. I mean, you've got to get in that strike zone.
And another one out of play.
It's a pretty good pitch to hit right there. And I think Mazzara would like to see that hanging, breaking ball up out over the plate again. Two enormous jumps on the base pass with Odor and Andrus.
Two and two. On the ground foul. He ran that in on his hands.
I don't know how that bat survived that one.
Just not enough to keep it from breaking. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch number 61 is coming up next. Here it is. Now it's 3 and 2.
And you'll see the runners go here again.
Yep. Arizona and Seattle tonight. Colorado and St. Louis tonight. Dodgers and Padres tonight. We got day baseball. The 3-2 pitch. Got him.
So a breaking ball, payoff pitch. Rangers not running on the play. Bit of a surprise.
Very much so.
Breaking ball just locks Mazzara up. So a big victory there for Andy Suarez to win that 3-2 war.
Profar struck out in the second. He had 3 hits in the game last night, and here he takes a strike. Giants with 4 hits. The Rangers with 2. Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2.
digging deep right now. This has been the one inning where he's really had to reach a little bit deeper in the pitch count.
High and wide, 1 and 2. He did not have to come in, nor does he have to come in here either. It's Odor at second and Andrews at first. And he had a rip. It stays at 1 and 2.
Yeah, he was on it. And you're right, he does not have to come in. What he'd like to do is throw something that starts on the side of the strike zone and then falls out of the strike zone and gets Profar to chase. Anything in the middle of the strike zone here in a 1-2 count, that would be a mistake.
Out of play.
Oh, like that.
Nice crowd today, man. Bleachers are full. Arcade is full. Last night, 39,845. Passing that ball around. Taking a look at a Major League Baseball.
Put a smile on your face.
Always seems to do that. Cued foul.
That was a good 0-2 or 1-2 pitch.
Profar stays alive.
Perfect location. And you get a guy out there leaning for soft stuff away, and that opens up the inside. Backdoor him with a little breaking ball. Profar in a 2-strike count. He knows he has to protect. Extends out. And he did well just to fight that off.
Got him as he wins the battle. Crawford to lead things off.
The pain. We go back to 2010 World Series, Game 5, the final game of the season, a matchup with Tim Lincecum and the Texas Rangers, and he was spectacular. He beat Cliff Lee for a second time in the series. 8 innings strong, 3 hits allowed, 1 run, a couple of walks, and 10 strikeouts. And it puts him on the list for Lincecum in that series. Had 43 strikeouts, put him in the top 7 all time. Madison Bumgarner in 2014 put his name on the list with 45. Herb Schilling on top with 56. He and Randy Johnson, a great 1-2 punch in the 2001 World Series. And Lincecum, impressive. The MVP, Cy Young Award winner. Renteria was the MVP of that series, I beg your pardon. But It was one of Lincecum's 2 Cy Youngs. No, he won 2008, 2009. Never mind. I need to go back to my history books.
You're fine. They all start to run together.
It's happening.
Crawford has the big hit in this game, and that was a 3-run home run in the first. He lines this one, and it's right at Mazzara.
All right, how far would you go for a Togo? Brought to you by Togo's Pressorama 2010 World Series Game 5. Edgar Renteria.
Renteria hits a high drive, deep left center field. David Murphy going back. He's on the warning track. It is gone! Edgar Renteria has hit a 3-run homer against Cliff Lee.
Dave Fleming with the call.
Very famous call.
And
think about that is right before the game, well, maybe about a half an hour before the game started, Dave was in charge of the pregame show. And he said, my voice is gone. You guys may have to do the pregame show. And we were like, that's fine. But he managed the pregame show. He did his 2 innings, the 3rd and the 4th. And of course, Renteria hit the home run in the 7th, which was Dave's inning. And he pulled it off. We were shocked at all that he was doing any play-by-play. We were all pretty worn down by that time.
Well, and to this day, it'll always be Javier Lopez's favorite call. And it was a good one.
Darno hit a fly ball to center field. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. With Duggar to follow. There's a strike, 3-2. Dave, in every one of the postseason series wins, including the 3 World Series, he was the one radio broadcaster that got to go into the clubhouse for interviews afterward. Darno lifts one into left center field. True broke back, but now he comes in to make the catch. We'll start your Labor Day weekend off with a bang with post-game fireworks presented by Alltech Lansing, Friday the 31st. Buy directly for the Giants at sfgiants.com. So he got to be the one to actually taste a little champagne.
Well, and he was the one that also used to have to wring the champagne out of his shirt, and it would fill a glass or 2.
Pitches down low.
He would get a little wet, which he enjoyed.
One ball and no strikes to Duggar, who singled in the 2nd. Shoots this one, and Profar cannot pick it up as Perez knocked it down, and Duggar is going to come up with a base hit.
2nd hit.
So now Andy Suarez gets to do something he didn't get to do in the 2nd, and that's swing the bat.
Oh, we talked about the improvement that we've seen in his ability to put the ball in play. I mean, he's doing it pretty consistently now. Start of the year, that one wasn't an option as hard as he would try.
And caught by Odor to end the inning. Almost on cue. Good try, Andy. 4-0 Giants.
Yes, $15 bleacher tickets for Saturday, September 1st, and Sunday, September 2nd, games against the Mets. That's a $20 savings off the regular price. Just open the ballpark app on your smartphone and click the Tickets tab to purchase. Again, you must purchase through the ballpark app to take advantage of this offer. The ballpark app.
The ballpark app.
Do you get that at the App Store?
We're in the App Society right now. Montgomery and Market.
That's where I found it, or at least I was looking for it.
Here's Chirinos. Chirinos rolled out to Crawford in the second. Here we are in the fifth, and there's a pitch high. One ball and no strikes. Guzman and then Tochi are your three hitters. 2-0. 71 pitches.
Had a little bit more of a freer rhythm early in the game. Right now he's struggling to find it a little bit, especially with the fastball. That's when, if you're an older catcher like Nick Hundley, you can really have a calming effect on a young pitcher. Just getting his confidence and his concentration back to the glove with that fastball.
All right, let's check in with Amy G.
All right, guys. Well, we continue talking to the gentleman from the 2010 World Series championship team, Cody Ross, who just got a ton of, it was like a regal moment. He was waving to everybody. Cody, you weren't with San Francisco that long before they won. You came over in August, and yet the love you have received for the job you did. What does San Francisco mean to you?
I feel like this is my home. You know, I played for 8 teams, I think. A lot of teams for many years, and this one only a year and a half. And every time I come here, I just feel, like I said, like I'm at home. It's just an incredible feeling. All these fans are so gracious, and, you know, it's just great to be back.
In between innings, they showed on the scoreboard Edgar Renteria's home run from Game 5, and you said it's one of my favorite moments. And you really do look like a little kid jumping down the third baseline. Take us back to that moment.
You know, there was so many great memories that I have from that whole time, but that specific moment when he hit that home run was incredible. Not only because it was Edgar, because he's such an amazing guy, but just the, you know, all the stuff that we had gone through, and, you know, being the underdogs at every series basically, and just you know, that moment just kind of solidified like who we were and never giving up and just, you know, persevering, and it was just a special moment.
You've had a chance now to get to know Bruce Bochy as a player and as a coach alongside of him. He said earlier today that he was always so impressed by what you guys were able to get accomplished. You set your mind to it, you got it done. What can you say about him as a manager and his leadership skills that season?
I tell everybody he's the greatest of all time. For me, I've had a lot of managers. I mean, many managers, and a lot of them were really good. He just had a way of getting points across. However, I mean, he would bring in TVs, show movie clips or whatever it may be. You know, he had different things to get guys fired up, and, you know, he always said the right things in the right moment, and you know, just a calm demeanor. He's the greatest. He
is one of the greatest. All right, so the slogan that year, there were so many. Ross's boss, his little son has it on his t-shirt. My question though is, yeah, Harley, check it out, Ross's boss, there's the shirt. But my question is, does your wife ever say that? Because I have a feeling that she's the boss.
You know, actually, I call her the boss. Yeah. She's the one that drives the ship at home. But no, you know, it's been nice being retired and being able to spend a lot of time with them and going to games that I missed when I was playing. And, you know, just being a dad.
Yeah, for sure. What can you say about the cast of characters, coined the Misfits that season, but the chemistry that was created because of the different personalities all in one room?
You know, I played on so many different teams and so many different teammates that this team was so special, not only because we won. We could have went sideways and it couldn't have worked out, you know, or whatever the case may be, but the way that we form that bond together, and we put everything aside, all personal, everything aside, and said, you know what, let's do this for each other. Let's get after it. You know, there's a lot of guys on this team that don't have much time left to play. So let's get after it. Let's win this thing for the city of San Francisco.
Cody Ross, Ross's boss, 2010 World Series championship team. Tribute today. We'll see you after the break.
World Series Game 5. Swing and a miss. Brian Wilson strikes out Nelson Cruz and let the celebration begin. The Giants, for the first time in San Francisco Giants history, are world champions, and the city went berserk, and you can't blame them. And it didn't end with that. Boy, the parade a couple of days later.
It was amazing.
That was that famous shot Mike was talking about on the pregame show.
Love that shot.
Yeah, the parade. Here's McCutchen. McCutchen's 1 for 2. McCutchen, Belt, and Longoria. Look out. 2-0. Mike and I had the privilege prior to the 2010 parade of doing the Half Moon Bay Pumpkin Festival parade.
That was our parade.
It was awesome. We thought that was the greatest parade we'd ever seen.
Yeah.
And I've had a chance to do it since, and it's still the greatest parade until you do a World Series parade.
Well, there's nothing like a World Series parade. Except maybe winning a war. Those are pretty good parades.
Yep. Strike to McCutchen.
There's just so many memories in that journey, and when they finally got to plant the flag on top of the mountain, it was so meaningful to so many people, and it was so emotional to see how it was received all through the Bay Area and really all through the country. Giants fans everywhere. We got letters from around the world, still do.
On the ground. And a nice play by the shortstop Andrews to throw out McCutchen. Still in the big leagues from those two teams. Bumgarner, Posey, Sandoval, and Sergio Romo with Tampa Bay. Rangers have Elvis Andrews, and then the others. Derek Holland is in a Giants uniform, but that's a pretty good list.
Kinsler, Moreland, Cruz, Hunter, Darren O'Day.
Here's Belt with a big swing and a miss. Well, it's a single and struck out. 1-2. Longoria is waiting in the wings. One and 2. 71 pitches now for Martin Perez.
Perez really has become so much more effective than he was in the first inning. He was really getting squared up in the first. Since that time, and he's been a different pitcher.
Here's the 1-2. And tight 2-2.
Stacking up the right side. The belt defense, pretty standard.
Very standard. Good pitch, 3-2.
That was a good pitch. We do marvel at times with the eye of Brandon Belt.
I've said it before. He knows the strike zone better than most umpires. Got him.
So a 3-2 off speed pitch and a swing through strikeout. Second strikeout of Belt today. 4th overall for Perez.
Here's Longoria, who's hit the ball well twice. He's got a sacrifice fly. And then Mazzara went way out into Triple's alley on the warning track to take one away from Longoria in the 3rd. And here he takes inside for a ball.
Take away Triple's alley.
There's a strike. Hundley on deck. We're in the home half of the 5th inning. 2-1.
Rick Shue, the assistant hitting coach for the Giants, was talking about the adjustment that Longoria has made in his approach. He's shortened up that stride with his left foot as he closes up to get ready for a swing. He's made that a much shorter step.
Spins on this one and lifts it out to left. And that'll end the inning. After 5, it remains 4-0 Giants.
Giants baseball on NBC Sports Bay Area, home of the authentic fan. There's some authentic fans.
Absolutely.
It is a great day for a hat out here at the yard.
You got a pinch hitter. It's Drew Robinson.
He survived 3 championships. Is that what it says?
Yep.
2 championships. Hey. Not bad.
Robinson does not swing. Top of the order, Chu on deck. There's a strike. So comes in when he had to. 2-1. Robinson got into the game as a pinch hitter last night and struck out. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Pulled on the ground to Belt. Belt will underhand it softly to Suarez. Well, on Monday through Wednesday, it'll be the D-backs in town for a 3-game series. And it's the Tuesday game. It's the Bruce Lee tribute night. With the purchase of your special event ticket, you're going to see the Giants and D-backs, duh, and receive a Bruce Lee Flying Man snapback hat. sfgiants.com/special events. Chu is 0 for 2. That wasn't that far in. It's 2 balls and no strikes. I know it's easy for me to say that sitting up here, but
all right, let's take a look. Just a fastball that
it's almost on the inside corner.
he just didn't like the height of being up around his chin.
Two 2-0. Two balls and 1 strike.
So then you break a hard slider at his right hip and
That's
snap it into the strike zone.
That's been a pretty good pitch for him today.
He's got more command of the slider right now than he does the fastball.
2-2.
That's a good one right there.
So now it works it to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
One thing Shu has is a very disciplined eye. Takes a lot of walks.
Out of play, fastball in on his hands. 90 pitches. Watch that baby and that ice cream cone.
It's a lot of responsibility for that guy in the orange shirt.
And the walk. Here's Odor, is 2 for 2. Second walk issue. Odor's last at bat, he laid down a bunt and beat it out.
I mean, he may do it again. He's a good bunter. He and Shu both bunt a lot.
In tight. Elvis Andrews is on deck. It's a 4-0 lead for the Giants. And a line drive foul. That's where the screen is very helpful.
So Reyes Morata heading down to the Giants bullpen. Tonight is catch-up night for the Giants. I mean, they had to come back from New York on Thursday, get in, they have a night game, and then a quick turnaround day game today. Tonight's when they're going to get caught up with family and sleep. Another day game tomorrow and another night off tomorrow night. This is a nice long homestand with an off day next week here in San Francisco.
Matt Moore, former Giant.
We're going to see him in the bottom half of this inning.
Hit on the ground. Crawford to Longoria. Not in time. Odor just a little too quick. That's that odd play where the shortstop is shoveling to the third baseman, trying to turn the double play at second.
You don't see Crawford do this very often, and he does it perfectly. A little toe tap to the base. And as you point out, just too much speed from Odor. I meant Longoria at second base making the tag. I think they had fun doing that.
Down low.
I mean, you were a second baseman for a long time. I mean, you didn't have to deal with the shifts like the modern day baseball player does now. But I think guys, it can be entertaining. It can be something new to see.
It's only entertaining if you got a good arm.
Well,
hit on the ground to Crawford, and that'll end the inning. But still, nevertheless, entertaining. 4-0. Hundley to lead it off. Oil change and auto service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts.
so former Giant Matt Moore on the hill now for the Rangers. 29th game that he's been in. ERA at 7.01. He's had some problems. 115 hits in 87 innings. He's 29 years of age in his 7th year at the big league level. 4-pitch guy: fastball, curveball, slider, changeup with low to mid 90 velocity.
Hundley drew a walk in the first and then popped out to the right fielder Mazzara. He did that in the third. takes low, 2-0. Slater to follow, and then Crawford. Another day game tomorrow. It'll be Dutch Holland against Giovanni Gallardo. And a 2-0 strike to Hundley. And the 2-1. Just a little low, not by much. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Hey, he brought his ukulele. Got to bring your tunes with you.
Hundley hooks it foul. Another net save.
Give some work to Danny Van Attenhoven, our ball dude, making friends down there today. Big Danny.
Not close, and a walk.
All right, time now for our Coors Light refreshing finish. We go back to the 2010 World Series Championship Parade. First time that the Giants celebrated as world champions in the city of San Francisco. And it was unforgettable what we saw that day. The emotion, the joy, the tears. It was fun.
Yeah, our convertible died.
Yeah, we wore it out.
About halfway down Market Street, and our driver says, I'm still hacked off at the guy.
Yeah.
You guys got to get out.
Yeah.
We got to get out.
Really?
Where do you want us to go? You want us to call a cab?
The middle of a parade.
We had our shoes off. We were nice and comfy. But worked out perfectly. The Giants had a bus, double-decker bus, tourist bus, that had our families in it. So there were about, I don't know, 3 or 4 cars behind us, so we jumped into that. And we actually had more fun.
It was fun.
But you got to get out. What? Slater strikes out. Civic Center was another story, because it was packed.
Well, and when we got up to speak on the podium, and it got quiet, and everybody got quiet at the same time, it's almost like they sucked the air right out of the sky. It was the most incredible thing that we had ever experienced. I mean, we were completely geeked up on adrenaline anyway, but it was just awesome what we got to experience. And there was the band of misfits.
Crawford pops it up. Odor is going to put this one away. Crawford might like to have that one back. The cover of Sports Illustrated.
You see the Chronicle front page. That's one of my favorite front pages.
Here's Darno. Those are in the press box below us, the writer's part.
I've got that one framed pretty much the same way in my house.
Yep, I got that one framed. I know you do too.
That's a good one.
Darno takes a ball, 1 ball and no strike.
Pretty good pitch right there. Definitely one Matt Moore wanted. No more torture. That was the season of torture. That you coined the style of play that they had.
Off-speed pitch for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fly ball to center. Fly ball to left. he goes. And he's got a stolen base. It's his first.
Fill out your stat sheet. Get yourself a first stolen base. I love it when you get catchers stealing bases in August.
You got to cut a deal with the other catcher, don't you?
Well, yeah. I don't think that Chirinos is not thinking about that.
I don't think so either. And that's going to do it. Darno saying, come on, come on. I need some help. And coming down is Jeff Nelson. And, Jeff Nelson's going to have a little chat with this. And I bet you Darno gets to have another swing. Yep. Foul ball. Come on back.
Well, Nelson saw something or heard something.
Well, he took over, didn't he?
He did. Now Jeff Bannister, skipper for the Rangers, going to come out and say, whoa, 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 I didn't hear that. I didn't see that. You're killing me here.
Yeah, he fouled it.
I couldn't tell.
You heard it. I know you did.
Well, if you say I did, I don't think I would stand up in a court of law and make that statement. I mean, I'm thinking Jeff Bannister's making a pretty good point here. However, I don't think it is going to do him any good. Rangers come back on the field, and Darno's going to get another chance.
Well, the only way that this makes a big difference is if he knocks it over the fence.
Then it's a big difference. Then I don't mind getting my white out and making the correction on my book.
Either.
So, okay, here we go. 1 and 2 count, 2 outs.
Ooh. Still pretty good. Oh, Matty Mo.
Well, I think the only reason he didn't get that is they set the target on the inside corner. If they set this thing on the outside corner, they may get that pitch.
Two and two. And now full count. Hundley at second base, a walk and a stolen base. And the pitch. So gets the walk. This is when Matt Moore almost no-hit the Dodgers. He needed 1 out to do it.
He was good that night. I mean, he had 4 pitches going. Got to with the 1 out. And then Corey Seager comes up and a little jam shot to right field. And that ended the night for Matt Moore, but it was definitely one of his brightest moments as a Giant.
And then he had the great outing against the Cubs. There's a call strike to Duggar. That was what, game 4. There's Hunter Pence. Duggar's 2 for 2. Strickland getting loose. So Suarez, it appears that His day is over.
He pitched great. I mean,
He did.
6-0's up there. That's got to feel pretty good considering his last outing in Cincinnati. He did not fare well, so gets right back on the bicycle in a positive way. Good outing.
So 2-1 to Stephen Duggar. Foul back, 2-2. You don't get many that will end up in, whether it's our booth or the radio booth, but that had the right trajectory to get into a booth. It's got to be fouled straight back.
It's never happened. We've never had one come into our booth.
And that'll do it as Duggar strikes out. We've played 6. It remains 4-0 Giants. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Suarez goes back out to pitch the 7th inning. It's a 4-0 lead. Odor's got a couple of hits. Crawford's got the big hit in the game, and that's a 3-run home run in the first inning, his 12th of the year.
Well, a chance for Andy Suarez. I mean, if you look at his pitch count, he's at 97. He's got a chance to finish out this inning. I don't think they're going to let him get back into his stretch. They have Reyes Moranta getting ready to go. But a chance to throw another inning and take a little more steam off this bullpen. It's got to be a bit tuckered after that road trip. They've been used a lot.
Mazzara fouls it back and out of play.
It's the time of year is you're a week away from being able to expand your roster and bring in some more arms. But this is when you're most exposed as a bullpen, and it's all around baseball.
And swinging and singling straight up the middle.
Well, Earthquakes taking on the Vancouver Whitecaps tonight, 7 p.m. on NBC Sports Bay Area. Also streaming live on the NBC Sports app. The home of the authentic Quakes fan is NBC Sports Bay Area.
She's ready.
She's got her glove and her bow.
Little attitude.
Got her uni on. Oh,
here's Profar. And he takes a healthy rip and he fouls it back. That hit for the Rangers, only the third hit of the game. Profar struck out twice, both swinging. But I'll say this, he's had some healthy rips. Tried to backdoor him to even the count.
One thing
7.
Suarez has done a good job of it today, Kipe, is when he gets these runners at first base, he's been able to get that ground ball. That's talent right there. Oh, yeah. I'm impressed.
Slowly hit. So that's what they'll get, just the one.
Well, Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the San Francisco Giants into your X1 voice remote and get live stats on your TV. You can change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1.
Here's Chirinos, and he takes a strike on the outside corner.
Good changeup. And throwing a lot of changeups today. But when you have the ability to throw it, the third time through the lineup, you're facing somebody. I mean, that's a good time to break it out, especially on the first pitch.
And a snap throw. Profar, who's got 9 steals, he hasn't been caught this year. So the Giants will keep an eye on Profar, even though the Rangers are down by 4. Down low.
104 pitches for Suarez. That's the most pitches he's thrown in a Giants uniform this year, 104.
So it's 2-1.
He had thrown 103 against the Cubs back on July 9th.
Giants used 5 relievers in the game last night. On the ground to Crawford. Here we go again. And that will be a double play. Suarez gets another double play as we head to the bottom of the 7th.
Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
It's a 4-0 lead for the Giants. It's been like that since the first inning. But one of the fan favorites is going to hit right now, and that's Hunter Pence. Father, son?
Oh, yeah.
Dan Peterson's father, Dan Peterson's brother.
And Danny Peterson in the truck. Been a part of our crew for a long time. We don't really call him Danny Peterson anymore. He's simply referred to as Gunner's dad.
Petey.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Writer of bad teases.
Well,
there's a swing and a foul.
Heads
Into
up.
the booth. Very close.
That was close.
Right at BI.
Bogus, make a play.
I wish that would have hit BI's Apple computer. That would have been too good.
No, that would not have been good. That would have ruined his month.
Pence hits a high drive to left. It is out of here. Hunter Pence with his second home run of the year. And he still is a favorite in this town.
Well, he really is. It's because of efforts like this. I mean, he just did something that not a lot of guys can do.
That's why he hit a one-handed home run.
Yeah. I mean, and he hits it over halfway up into the bleachers. He said it was 389 feet. That wasn't even close to being accurate.
I agree. That was 489 in my mind.
Yeah, he bombed that thing. So nice going, Underpants. That one felt good to the big man.
A pinch hit home run. It's the second time he's done it in his career. 1-2.
Take a look at the pitch and the swing. I mean, he just goes down and keeps that swing of his flat, and he catches that knee-high located fastball and backspins it. And that's what is unique about that swing. A lot of times you'll hit the low pitch, but you'll hook it. And watch him go down and get it. He has his own style. And watch where this thing goes. Now here's C382 on the wall. That's 389. I'll eat your hat.
Two and two. Got him.
One more look at the backspin and carry. You can pause and reflect on that one.
Here's Belt, who's 1 for 3. A single and 2 strikeouts. And Belt takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Belt complaining. He thought that pitch was outside. And if Belt thinks that pitch is outside, it probably was. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
See on the little name placard they have on their right sleeve, the name that Brandon Belt put on it, Augie Garrido, Coach Garrido. Coach he had at the University of Texas. He just passed away last year. Brandon and Haley Belt, they had a second child and they named him Augie.
2 balls and a strike. Belt with a pop-up. And it's going to be out of play. Did not quite reach the second level.
Well, I'm going to say that he protected him. Not that he took one away from him.
I think she was thanking him.
Good. All right.
Center field with room. Tochi. 2 outs. Here's Longoria. Longoria 0 for 2. He's had some good swings. Shoots it foul and out of play. What did we get? 40,287.
40,287.
Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2.
I mean, you look at the life and the fastball of Matt Moore. I mean, he really teases you at times with how good his stuff is. But the consistency of being able to have that stuff and control it, that has been what has been so elusive to him. I mean, he's the long guy in their pen. He's fallen out of the rotation.
Out of play. We had a nice chat with Matt Moore yesterday. He really is a soft-spoken guy. And I don't think he was pleased at all at the time he had here, but he did have some moments.
He really did.
Longoria lifts it to right, but it's in the park to Mazzara, and that's going to end the inning. Giants did pick up a run on the Hunter Pence home run, his 2nd of the year. And when it leaves the yard, it's bye-bye baby. And it's also 5-0 Giants. for the Giants when it's time for a change. Thanks Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. Hunter Strickland comes in. You see his body of work. And left-handed hitters only hitting 136 against them, although righties hitting over 300. So here's Guzman, who trickles this one foul, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Guzman is 0 for 2. Suarez really did a nice job. Only 3 hits allowed against this Ranger team that can hit.
Oh, he was fantastic. And the other thing too about Suarez that impressed me today, there was a time when he really sort of lost command of that fastball, and he kind of went away from it and got it done with his breaking ball. You mentioned the previous start in Cincinnati had 2 good innings, and he really hit a speed bump on the 3rd, and he couldn't finish that inning. And today, he took a little of that experience and he ironed some problems out.
This is into shallow center field, and it's d'Arnaud coming out of nowhere to make the play. Nice play.
Wow. I mean, that's the one collision play I think I fear more than 2 outfielders going at each other. It's a middle infielder going out and possibly meeting an oncoming outfielder, and this almost happened. It was going to be d'Arnaud and nobody else, but look at Duggar going right by him. It's a great play by Chase d'Arnaud.
Yeah, you kind of have to have blinders on when you make that play, because
is it in the back of your mind?
You just don't know if you're going to get whacked or not. Here's Tocci, and he takes a called strike.
Did you ever have a bad collision doing that?
I missed the last 7 days of the season with a collision in right field. Missed the team party in Toronto. That's what I was ticked off about.
Well, I don't blame you. Who'd you run into?
Paul Dave. No balls and 2 strikes.
There's Big Joe. Oh, looks like he found a worthy recipient. And nice going. Brought his glove.
Down low, 1 and 2. Joey Gallo has grabbed a bat. He's on deck. Low again, 2 and 2.
You look at Hunter Strickland now and how he's pitching and what he's using as to the Hunter Strickland we saw when he first got to the big leagues, and he's completely a different guy. I mean, he was a guy that loved the fastball.
Slater. Amy G's here. Amy, what do you got?
All right, guys, time for our Ask Amy G segment, and it is today's questions from Washington W. Here's what he wanted to know. Kruk and Kite often refer to, quote, the guys in the truck, end quote. Do you guys really keep them in the truck all game? Do you at least feed them? All right, Washington, here is the scoop. Yes, the guys and gals of our broadcast crew are in the truck. There's about 15 of them. That is not counting our audio assistants, and all of our camera operators are out on the field. Here are some of the jobs that you may have heard of or don't know of. Producer, director, associate producer, engineers. You've got an audio mixer, replay operators, graphics. They are all in the truck. We do let them out for about an hour to eat, but we don't want them out of there for too long because we have a fantastic crew. We win a lot of awards, and it's in large part because of all those people in the truck and behind the scenes. We have the best crew in the biz. If you have a question for a player or a coach, tweet me at AmyGGiants, hashtag AskAmyG. Dwayne?
You know, Amy forgot one. Concierge to sideline reporter.
That's right. You need three people to do that. And we do feed him. We'll throw a cheeseburger in the truck every once in a while.
Let him fight over one.
Man, that's like a Super Bowl fumble.
0-2 to Joey Gallo.
They're all diving on it.
Gallo hits one into left field, and it's dropped by Slater. Slater had it. It's going to be an error. There is no doubt that he went a long way, but if you get that much glove on it and you haven't left your feet, it's going to be an error.
Oh, he's thinking, I got this, I got this, I got it. And he's not that far away from the sweet spot either.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be that close to taking that glove and throwing it right in the trash.
I think it's crossing his mind.
Serious. That's it. He's looking at his glove. Yes. Time to go. You know how many errors I blamed on my glove?
All of them.
Every one of them.
Absolutely.
Even my throwing errors, I said, this glove.
Well, one thing that Rangers did in last night's ball game is when they had extra outs, they took advantage of them. That's how a game, a previous game, can come back and haunt you.
Down the left field line, and it's going to be fouled.
Joey Gallo in last night's ball game left the game when he twisted his left ankle, and really, we thought we wouldn't see him the rest of the series.
Ow, ow, ow.
Had to leave the game, limped down to first base. So, feeling better today.
He's a big guy, isn't he?
Big fella.
Arm wrestle him later. Driven to right. So that's a base hit. Gallo is going to move to third. And here's a guy that broke everybody's hearts last night, and that's Odor. Odor hit it first pitch breaking ball from Will Smith right down the line into the water.
It was probably one of the lowest trajectory home runs we've seen hit in the water.
You know what? It may have been. You're right.
But it was a bullet. It's Tony Watson now heading down in the Giants bullpen.
And guess what, folks? He's done it again. Gone. The moral of this story is don't make a two-out error against the Rangers. And that's his 17th of the year.
Well, take a look. Odor looking middle in, and he gets a changeup. I mean, he hit an off speed in last night's ball game into the water. Here, a changeup. It was up, which he'll do early in the count with a changeup. You're thinking this guy's not looking at changeup. He was sitting soft again, and for the second day in a row, he has burned the Giants.
An 87-mile-an-hour changeup is almost like a hanging fastball. So here's Andrews. Swing, gonna miss. The ball's on one strike. Out of play. A little anger behind that fastball.
Well, it's good to use that anger if you can use it properly. If you get into a complete overthrow, then you start to elevate. Throwing too hard doesn't always mean you're going to get more velocity. In fact, a lot of times it means you're going to get less. You're going to get less movement and less location.
An error, a single, and a big fly. Slowly hit. Crawford's going to have to hurry, and they got him. Hundley's going to lead things up.
T-Mobile. And before the game today, the Giants honored 8 members of the 2010 world champion San Francisco Giants. They all came back and were introduced before the game. Brian Wilson, Andres Torres, Jeremy Affeldt, Freddie Sanchez, Matt Cain, Edgar Renteria, Pat Burrell. It was great to see all of them. Of course, in the dugout, there was still Buster Posey and Madison Bumgarner and Pablo Sandoval who were on that team. So it was great to see the gang getting back together again.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts.
So Chris Martin, the right-hander, coming in for the 36th time. He's one of the setup men for the Rangers. Got hard thrower. You're going to see mid-90s fastballs, curveball, slider, and a changeup.
And a strike. Hundley has walked twice, scored once, and he's popped out to right field. Yeah, he's throwing downhill, that's for sure. 1 ball and 1 strike. I mentioned earlier, Derek Holland tomorrow against Giovanni Gallardo. Everything about today and the starting time, same thing tomorrow.
Talk about throwing downhill, and Chris Martin will do that. He's 6'8", 230. He's a big fella.
Well, maybe that's why it looks like he's throwing downhill. It's 2-1 to Hundley. Pretty close. 3 balls and 1 strike.
That's one that Mark wanted.
Sharply on the ground into left field, a base hit. MLB At Bat is your #1 Giants app. You can customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Download MLB At Bat today. We use it almost every day.
I think she's looking at it right now.
Yeah, I believe she is.
Checking to see who's pitching tomorrow. Derek Holland. Not bad.
Here's Slater. Slater takes a low. 1 ball and no strikes. Crawford to follow. This is the bottom of the 8th. After Crawford, then it's Darno.
See Will Smith back in the Giants pen, getting ready.
2-0. Will Smith threw 19 pitches in the game last night. There's a strike. 2-1. And a quick toss.
You know, Slater's the kind of guy you could put a play on. He's got a really good inside out approach, good right field approach, good contact guy.
And another strike, so it's 2-2.
That's some 96-mile-an-hour paint.
That's bang, bang, and now you got to protect.
You're sitting in a 2-0 count thinking you're in the driver's seat, and he throws 2 fastballs and you don't even swing at him because the location's so good.
And a base hit to right field. Hundley is going to hit the bag, and he's going to make it.
I don't think Slater even knew where the ball was.
Well, that's pretty good hitting then.
Hit a little fillet out to right field. But it took him a while to get out of the box. I think he was looking up in the stands. I think he thought he fouled it off. Watch how he reacts. Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay. That's a big league nod.
My goodness. You got to be good to do that.
I don't think I've ever seen that. So Giants get a first and third. And a chance to get some of those runs back they gave up at the top of the 8th.
Infield is in, and the pitch to Crawford, and Crawford takes very high. Crawford homered in the first, lined out to right field in the 4th, and then popped out to the second baseman Odor in the 6th. Hundley at third, Slater at first. And a strike. As Slater started to go, and then he put on the brakes.
Backdoor cutter. Chirinos, the catcher for the Rangers, has a very, very good arm. Martin, the 6'8" pitcher, he's not that quick out of the stretch, so he provides opportunity. But Chirinos, I mean, he can still overcome that. His arm is that good.
Crawford digs it out and rolls it foul. Darno on deck. The pitch. Got him. It's 96 down around the knees.
Yeah, so Martin gets the strikeout he was pitching for.
Darno being called back. Does that mean we're going to see Alan Hansen?
Well, Hansen or Joe Panik, and it's going to be Hansen. Those are the two left-handed options that Bruce Bochy has on his bench.
Yeah, with a lefty down in the bullpen. You got a switch hitter coming up.
It's the beauty of a switch hitter. It's just a matter of who the Rangers would rather see.
Every team should have a switch hitter coming off the bench.
Yeah. Well, join us for the finale of this 3-game series as the Giants take on the Rangers. Game 3. Derek Holland on the hill tomorrow. It's a 1 o'clock game, hour-long pregame live at noon. You'll see it right here in NBC Sports Bay Area. Also streaming live on the NBC Sports app. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the NBCSportsBayArea.com.
So Doug Brocail is going out.
One thing, when Doug Brocail goes out, he takes all of his time and then some.
So here's Hansen. This is where the Giants really hurt themselves in the game yesterday by not adding on. And now they have to have Hansen put the ball in play, make something happen.
So El Chamaquito gets to take a stab at trying to knock that run in. Hansen's nickname, which in Spanish means the little kid, as he is the youngest in his family.
Again, Slater looked like he was going to go. So 1 ball and no strikes. One 1-0. Here's the pitch to Hansen. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Staying on that outside corner with cutters. Best arms in the outfield for the Rangers are in left and in right field. And that's a perfect pitch. And I think for Chris Martin's perspective, he didn't really care if he walks him. He's just trying to throw nasty corner stuff and trying to pitch it for the strikeout.
foul. Ooh.
The guy who's got some guts is the guy who was pigtailing down there in the Rangers pen.
I'm not saying that was fair, but that was close.
Eddie Butler's right-handed relief pitcher is down there protecting his catcher, and he makes a play on this.
One and two.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that ball would have been fair, would they have kicked Eddie Butler out of the game?
Yep.
Yeah, he would have had to leave the stadium.
Gone.
Just wondering.
Our security people would have escorted him out. So 1 and 2. Runner goes, and Hansen strikes out, and a stolen base for Slater. So two really tough at bats. And here's Duggar.
I mean, we talked about Martin. I mean, he's been their setup guy, so he's definitely a guy who thinks he can get a strikeout. And 2 times he's gotten it. So the Giants down. We'll have to try and get that runner in from third with a 2-out situation.
Buster Posey's coming out. They were going to walk him, and then the manager, Bannister, said, no, 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 we're not, because he realized who was on deck.
As soon as they put the 4 fingers up, I'm thinking.
Yeah, Bruce Bochy's going, wait a minute.
They already 4-fingered him.
I mean, can you change your mind?
Well, no, you're not supposed to be able to. Once 4 fingers go up and it's acknowledged by an umpire. So apparently that was not the situation.
Ball and no strikes to Duggar. Duggar's got a couple of hits in this game. He's also struck out.
I'll tell you one thing, when Martin gets his back against the wall, he comes at you with that cutter. That is his #1 pitch.
Lumber for Duggar.
Now he's asking for 3 balls there. I mean, that was that was what fooled everybody. Now he's over there asking, right there, Jeff Bannister, are you going to walk him? So he asked him with a 4. So 2 different hand signals. One asking for balls, the other one asking the manager if he's going to intentionally walk a guy. But Bannister never acknowledged. So no deal.
And the 1-1 out of play, 1 and 2. Finn brought his glove and a nice catch.
Not bad. It's my dad. He's a Wilson guy. My dad was a Spalding guy.
very high, 2-2.
Giants put a couple more runs up there. You're going to see Watson. If it stays a 2-run game, then you're going to see Will Smith, I would imagine.
Slide out to right. And that'll end the inning. Ninth inning coming up. It's 5-3 Giants.
Of the San Francisco Giants may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
It's a very nice 5-3 lead for the Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Will Smith going to come in and try and close this one out. And this is what we talked about, the advantage of being in baseball, is that last night was a disappointing game for Will Smith. He did not cash in a save opportunity, and here he is less than 24 hours later trying to do the same thing. He's been very, very good. There's 25 hits in 43 innings.
Mazzara. Breaking ball for a called strike. Mazzara 1 for 3. Oh, and 2.
Well, that 2-pitch sequence there. One to get it in breaking ball where he just floated it in there. Then he snaps off the 0-1. I mean, this is as good as curveball as he's got. It just catches that outside corner. And now Mazzara's got to have to swing at it if he goes out there again.
That's a Jeremy Affeldt breaking ball right there.
That's a 3-pitch see, 3 breaking balls. And each one got a little hairier. And a 3-2 Jeremy Affeldt. Grab some pine meat.
Here's Profar. Profar's 0 for 3. And a pretty good pitch, but called high. Chirinos is on deck, and it's high again, 2-0. Well, the pitch that he's able to throw over for a strike is the curveball. So let's see what he does. 2-0. And a strike. 2-1.
Got to make him swing the bat. No free passes here with a 2-run lead. He's got a mulligan.
Down low, 3-1.
And that makes this 3-1 pitch a little more interesting.
So, a pitch called high. Here's Chirinos.
So it's definitely one that Will Smith wanted right there at the top of the strike zone, but it's not one we've seen called a strike today. We talked about Fletcher's strike zones down around the knees. You get low strikes. You don't give many belts, even when you want them.
Swing and a foul out of play. Chirinos is 0 for 2. His at bat in the 7th inning ended up in a 6-4-3 double play.
And he has lots of power.
He does. He's got 16. Foul.
Well, ball dudes just being ball dudes.
Yeah, had a little bit too much on it.
Danny Van Attenhoven.
Yeah.
It's the glove.
Slater had the same problem.
Let's take a look.
Schinberger, right?
Yeah. Could have got him on the toe.
Down the right field line, that's going to be out of play. Belt giving chase.
And what do you do when you get hit on the toe?
Well, you pick up your cell phone and you call a tow truck.
It's your only option.
Oh, 2. And that's tapped foul. Maybe Chirino's calling a tow truck.
Got a piece of him on the foot. Let's take a look where.
Ankle.
Ankle.
Oh, 2. And it's high. 1-2.
Yeah, a little eye wash there. Been throwing a lot of breaking balls at him. See one high fastball up and away. Now you go back and bounce a curveball in the dirt, and hopefully he takes the bait. That's the plan.
On the ground towards the hole. Crawford has it kick off his glove. Now he'll pick it up. It'll be a base hit. And here's Guzman. Well, Beltre is going to pinch hit. Beltre pinch hit last night and he drew a walk. Kurt Young is going to go out.
Well, and he's going to go out and paint a positive picture. And by that, everybody in this ballpark in this situation, because of what happened in last night's ball game, is thinking home run. As a pitching coach, you're going to go out there and you're going to reinforce, listen, this is a ground ball situation. We're going to get this guy to hit a ball on the ground. We're going to get a double play, rolled over, and the game's over. And here's how we're going to go about doing it. And he's going to give him a couple ideas about location and pitch type, just to paint a positive picture in his mind. Get that image of the home run that happened in last night's ball game out of his mind.
So Beltre waits, and he takes a curveball for a strike. Beltre will be a Hall of Famer. Foul back. It's Nethergan 2.
Good location with the fastball. Now, whatever you throw here, you want it to be down low. If he puts it in play, you want to beat it into the ground.
He's going to put the tying run at second base.
That's a big mistake right there. Now, that takes away the double play, and it puts two runners in scoring position.
Beltre, one of the last remaining players in the major leagues that played a game at Candlestick. It's 1-2. New lumber for Beltre. I think the Rangers have another one in their roster that's played at Candlestick, and that's Bartolo Colon.
Yeah. But he played at Seal Stadium too.
Yeah. Bartolo Colon just recently went on the disabled list.
The oldest man in the big leagues. She's a little upset. All right. He's getting in the batter's box.
Two and two. He's got a base to play with now. Carlos Tocci's on deck. Two and two. Got him.
Yeah, that's got to feel pretty good to Will Smith. Yeah, it feels pretty good to her. Gave her babes. 11. Break a ball again down below the zone. And he gets Beltre to chase.
So Falefa is going to pinch hit. So here's Falefa.
Kiner Falefa is a contact guy.
Down low.
Well, this is where you really can take advantage of that base open you're talking about.
Check swing. 2-0.
John Litka, first base umpire, saying no swing.
Chu is on deck. Chu's a left-handed hitter.
I think that's Carlos Perez because the pitcher's on deck next. That's the pitcher spot. They just activated Carlos Perez today. So Will Smith, I mean, he could determine as to who he pitches to here. He didn't have much hitter experience against Kiner Falefa.
So the man that they just activated, Alberto Perez, is on deck, not Chu. Two balls and a strike. Two and two.
And that'll get everybody on their feet. And that is definitely something that'll help the guy out there trying to close it out.
Stays alive with a foul to the backstop. So this will be pitch number 26 coming up. It's 3-2.
Good pitch. Didn't want to throw anything in the strike zone there.
Look it into Hyundai. Ground foul. And we'll do it again.
Ball dude all of a sudden taking a beating down there.
He was doing pretty well until this inning. So Hundley's going to go out.
Yeah, and here's the conversation. You got an open base here. Keep that breaking ball low or keep that fastball above the hands, wherever. Still think with good location here. It's just not a get it in situation.
Three and two. And the walk.
Not a bad thing.
And that's it. Bruce Bochy's coming out. He's calling on Mark Melanson, who's been in this spot many, many times, as he wants Perez to face the right-hander. It's 5-3, and we'll be back. is Melanson is about to face Alberto Perez.
Take a look at the numbers for Melanson. This will be another save opportunity. He's got a save on the year. Perez was activated today before the game. So we don't know if he's got his sea legs or how it's going to affect this at bat. But with Melanson and the bases loaded, this is the guy he wants to end it on. He does not want to turn this over and face the guy on deck, Shin-Soo Choo.
It's Carlos Perez, I beg your pardon. So here's Melanson. Outside, 1-0. Choo is on deck, which we're hoping we don't have to see. 1 ball and no strikes. Two 2-0.
2 cutters, 2 outside. So he's worked himself into a get it in situation here. Down in the count, 2-0.
Remember, he's got a 2-run lead, not a 1-run lead. There's a strike, 2-1.
I'd like to get into a 2-strike count with the cutters, and he can try to finish him off with that curveball because Perez hadn't seen it. And Melanson's curveball is unusual. It's a straight drop.
Slater, please.
Please.
Well, for a second there, it looked like he didn't see it. So the Giants just don't know how to do it easy. They hold on as the Rangers, for the second day in a row, came charging back, and really a nice win for Andy Suarez, who pitched great. You almost forget about that.
Well, he was fantastic. I mean, 7 shutout innings, and this after he had that rough outing in Cincinnati, so a significant game for him. He shuts down this potent Ranger offense, and more importantly, the Giants bullpen, and they're tired. This is late August, and they held together and they towed the line.
So here's your final. It's the Giants 5 and the Rangers 3. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for Giants postgame live presented by Toyota, which starts right now.